Hello. In this video I'm gonna show you a couple of ways to stretch your rib cage, especially the lower ribs. Now in singing we don't want to too forcefully feel like stuffed like this. You know, sometimes you see that kind of singer, but as I understand it and my experience with my own singing and with my students is that the main idea is to be flexible. So if you do a lot of work sitting on with the computer, you may be quite tense, quite locked here. So you need to stretch those ribs in between so that you can be flexible, and as you inhale for singing there is some movement, of course, and the lower ribs move the most. So the more flexible we are, the more easier it is to have a deep diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, but I'll get back to the details of breathing for singing, but let's now concentrate on getting that flexibility in the ribs. And the important thing to understand is that the rib cage is also fastened at the spine. You know, the rib cage goes all around, so there are points that are fastened in the spine all the way, and those points can be also tense or stuck. So this movement I learned from a physiotherapist, and I think it's very good. So let's start. You start by putting your hands like this, okay, just a firm grip, and then you start with an inhale, okay, and it's good to do it in the same way as in solar plexus exercise number 1, like you would be yawning like this. So you try to fill up from the bottom, expansion in the belly. But also in this exercise we don't necessarily want to do this when we sing, but you try to fill up all the way up. You can imagine it being like you pouring water in a wine glass. You fill it up from the bottom, so you start expansion here and fill up here, okay? That's part of the exercise because we have to stretch those ribs, okay? So take a firm grip, and then you inhale with a yawn. All the way up, and then you exhale and twist, turn. As long as you can go, okay? So unlike the solar plexus exercise where we did just this much, in this one you go all the way. Now this physiotherapist told me that if you can't do at least 45 degrees, and that feels like quite much actually, but like this, there's something wrong with your spine, or you're having some trouble with your spine. So if you only can do like this, perhaps you need to look into that But once you start doing this exercise, that will also improve, of course. And this that you are not able to turn, twist, could be part of your problem if you're having trouble with your singing. That could be part of the problem. Everything's connected. Okay, so back to the how to do it. Okay, so firm grip, fill up your wine glass, turn with your exhale, and then you start to turn back in a similar way as in the solar plexus 1 exercise. You turn back to the middle, and at the same time you fill your lungs again. Okay, and then you do the same to the other side. Okay, let's do this one round, and then you can do additional times yourself. We have to look at some variations too. Okay, so inhale, okay. I forgot to say that in both the solar plexus 1 exercise and this one, try to keep your feet, that your feet are not moving. I noticed that my feet are not showing. I'm going to lower this a bit, so you keep your feet straight when you twist. Okay, and the same goes for this one. Okay, because the idea is also to engage these rotating muscles. Okay, those are very important for singing, you know, the muscles that rotate your torso. Okay, so that was the first part. Then you continue by doing this the same, but when you reach the furthest point, this point, you stay there. Okay, so you stay and inhale and exhale 3 times, or you can do more, but so it's not a very comfortable position. You have your legs straight and you're turned like this, but you try to do 2 or 3 rounds of breathing, but this will really stretch the whole rib cage. It's very good. So, and once you've done that, you do the same on the other side. Okay, now the last part. I like this the most. It's relaxing, and it's very good. So you've done these 2 parts, and then the last part is you start to throw yourself from side to side like this. So you try to keep your head and legs straight. And now at the same time you inhale as deeply, as long, a long inhale, as deeply as you can. And then exhale once more. Now you can inhale either through the nose or through the mouth. No big difference there. So once more. Okay, so this loosens up those fastened points of the ribs here at the spine. It's very good. So I noticed that there's a risk that you do like this somehow, but that's not the idea. You have to try to keep yourself completely straight, like you're twisting and turning just the spine, you know, like this, not like this or anything. Okay, so now you've done these 3 parts, and you will notice that, okay, suddenly your rib cage, especially at the back and the lower ribs, feels more flexible. So, okay.